bro. I'm pretty sure like you even know that. Like, I'm pretty sure you even know how you freaking work. Kid literally ran all the way up here. I didn't hear a single footstep.
We located the rest of
Alright guys, in this video I'm going to be giving you a complete movement guide for how to get Rebirth movement in Modern Warfare 3. I'm going to cover 5 different things that you could use in Rebirth that transfers over to Modern Warfare 3 so that you can keep the same momentum, speed, and be a really fast player in this game just like you were in Rebirth. I'm not really going to go over like slide canceling or anything super basic, just 5 things that made you get really good movement, and hopefully you can up your speed and do crazy moves in this game. Also, I have started a gameplay only channel for class setups and just high kill games for that, so if you guys are interested in gameplay content from me instead of just settings, I will have this in the comment section down below. One more thing before I start this, I will be going over the settings that you need to have at the end, just because I've already covered videos on the best settings to have for your movement. So for the people who already watched those, I'm just going to cover the movement aspect, and for anybody who needs the settings, I'll cover that in the end. So the first thing I want to talk about is what I call the slide to slide. Alright, this is one of the most important moves you can ever do in this game. Alright, so obviously slide canceling, you just slide, jump, just like that. But one of the most important moves is slide canceling left and right over and over to break that line of sight from your enemy. Alright, so if I'm getting shot at and I don't have a lot of movement, I want to be able to slide like this to be able to get away from my opponent. Alright, this is really good for just dodging bullets and then regathering your aim to be able to shoot your opponent while they're off guard and can't shoot at your body. So the best way to practice this is just using these 2 corners in the firing range. Super simple. You want to slide, and as soon as you hit the end of your slide right here, you want to try sliding back just like that. Alright, so I'm going to slide here, then I'm going to slide there, and make sure that your movement is sideways. Alright, I'm not sliding up like this and sliding back. You're not doing that. You're sliding sideways, so it's like slide over here, slide over there, slide over there, just like that. And sometimes you have to spread it out. It is faster if you do slide only instead of tap to slide, which I play tap to slide. So if you play tap to slide, you're gonna need to be able to press it a little bit later, whereas if you had slide only, you could press it a lot faster and get better boosts that way. Alright, so you can practice that over and over. You want to use this move any single time you're at a disadvantage. So if the person's shooting first and you're getting shot at and you don't know what to do, well, then start sliding left and right. You can slide left and right towards your opponent, and then once you get close enough, you can hit him with an SMG, or you can start like sliding a little bit backwards, jump out, AR just like that. Alright, so you can kind of go forward with it, slide to slide forward, or you can do slide to slide backward and then kind of pop out, boom, just like that. But it really breaks the aim assist of the opponent, and just like you were able to do it in Rebirth, you can do the same thing in this game, which you couldn't really do in Modern Warfare 2. The next move I want to talk about is what we call the belly flop. Alright, I covered this in a video in Rebirth, and I covered it again in this video where I talk about the drop shot peek. It's similar to a drop shot peek, except once you peek all the way down like this and your opponent sees you, you want to bounce back up just like that. So the belly flop is a little bit harder to do in this game than it was in Rebirth. And Rebirth, all you had to do is slide to a corner, drop shot, and spam the jump button, and you'd be able to jump a lot faster than this little delay that we have here. So there's a few ways you can do this. You could still drop shot all the way down and then pop up and spam it and keep that delay. Or what you could do is slide and then like drop shot peek, go out like this and immediately jump out like that. Alright, so like I'm drop shot peeking, boom, just like that. Alright, so you can't really do it out in the open. You can kind of do it in cover for like the best advantage possible, or you could snake it a little bit. So I'm gonna drop shot peek right here, snake it, jump up like that. Alright, so let me do it again. Wait, let me wait till he gets up. Put some armor on him. So if I wanna belly flop this guy, I could just go like, and that kind of gives the same similar effect because I'm getting down the ground, shooting at him, he's aiming at my body. I could pop out here and then jump out like that. Alright? So that's how you belly flop in this game. It's a little bit more difficult. There's a bunch of steps, but I drop shot, I shoot, I back away, sprint, jump outward instead of just crouching down and jumping up because it is a little bit delayed. All right, so it does take a little bit to get used to because you got to press a lot more buttons, but once you master it, you can be a lot more mobile in this game, and your character is going to be bouncing a lot more up and down instead of the left and right, which could be easier to track in this game. Alright, the next thing I want to talk about is the bunny hop. We all used to love the bunny hop, and most of you guys probably didn't notice, but the bunny hop is still in this game. It's still in this game, it's just severely nerfed than it was to Rebirth. Alright, so if you do the bunny hop, it kind of looks like this. Alright, so it is a lot slower than like the super bouncy movement we had, and I like to do this like off of a slide. Let's just say I slide over here, then like bunny hop this way, then immediately slide, then go out here, and if I keep bouncing around, I'm going to be a harder target to hit as long as I slide and do a lot of movement just like that. Alright, so you can still bunny hop in this game, and if you do go on like a super high place like this, you can actually bunny hop a lot farther. You see how I jumped super far to the right there? So if I was, I don't know, let's just say I wanted to be flashy and it was like a whole 1v3. I come up from up here, boom, shoot that guy, slide cancel on the next guy, and then, I don't know, do a little belly flop or something right there. I can chain all those movements together. So like bunny hopping, you can't chain it as much as you could before in Rebirth. So we're just doing it and you have a random sprint like that. You kind of have to be more precise with your timing and make sure that you match it up with other movements so that it could still be effective. Alright, so it's just jumping as soon as you touch the ground like this. Make sure that you use it in close range situations, because if you're trying to bunny hop with an AR, you're probably not going to hit those shots unless you have that one perk that helps with your recoil control and stuff while you are aimed down sights while jumping. And now we got the fadeaway. Alright, so this is something that is really good for breaking the aim assist. I kind of talked about it and named it as slide locking in this game, or similar to that, but pretty much what a fadeaway is if you're sliding into somebody's body so that they're stuck frozen in place, maybe their aim assist is messed up, and you immediately jump away and shoot at them while you're going away, right? So if there's an enemy right here, what I would do is slide into him, bounce back, just like that. Or you can do it straight up like this too. So if I just slide into him and bounce back like that, I can do the same thing. It just depends what I want to do, because if I slide in and then jump back, I get way more movement outward and I'm able to shoot him, but I can't look at him as much as if I just slide in and bounce up. But if you have a hip fire weapon, let's just say I'm using the swarm, right? Alright, so I got my swarm out, right? Let's just say there's an enemy right here. If I want to do the fadeaway with the hip fire weapon, I would go like this, right? So I could slide into him and bounce up. Or if I want to do like the whole turning motion, I could go like this. Oh snap, there's a mantle thing right there. So boom. So it's like a zigzag. I'm sliding into him, bouncing opposite way. Maybe I could bounce to the right. And what that does is it would freeze his aim assist in place, and then he'd be stuck in motion, bounce back, shoot him just like that. Alright, so it's just sliding into somebody, bouncing back, shooting them. That's all the fadeaway is. Really good for hip fire weapons. That's where I use it the most, and I do end up getting a lot of kills this way. And it works very well with the 120 FOV. The final thing that I want to talk about is the speed boost that we did have in Rebirth and we still have in this game. The speed boost is pretty much doing a jump or a slide at the top of your attack sprint. So as soon as your character's gun goes as high as it possibly can in the air, that's when you want to do a movement. Alright, so I don't want to slide like this, I don't want to slide like that, I want to slide like this. Alright, because the gun's touching the air, boom. The gun's touching the air, jump, jump, slide. Alright, so when you get those times down, it helps you realize when you're at the top of your sprint, and you can use that to get a speed boost forward. All right, so if I'm fighting somebody, I'm shooting him, boom, go right here, top my sprint slide, top my sprint jump, and that helps me boost a lot forward than just doing it where I'm just running out like this, run, jump, or if I'm just running, slide. If I do it at the top, I get a way better slide, and it is more controlled just like that. Alright, so super effective when fighting people one-on-ones, 1v4s, just any situation. You always want to make sure that you have really good movement just like that. So those are the 5 main things that I wanted to talk about in this game so that you can have a similar playstyle to how it felt in Rebirth in Warzone 3, because the movement has been getting a lot better, and I've been having way more fun in this game because it does feel like Rebirth. And once Rebirth comes back out and we're able to play on it again, then we can use a lot of the old moves that we were able to use before on this game. Some of it may be slightly nerfed, like the bunny hop, unfortunately, but we can still have a similar feel to what we had before. Now I'm going to be going over the most important settings that you need to have to get really good movement in this game. So starting off over here, automatic attack sprint, of course you want to have on. The one where it says slide maintain sprint, I have this on. This does give the feel of Rebirth movement, and having that with tap to slide, not slide only. You guys can play on slide only if you want to, but if you want the original Rebirth movement, you want to have tap to slide, and that would make you not mess up and dolphin dive by accident, getting you killed in a lot of situations. I learned that the hard way. Of course, you want to be making sure that you play on 120 FOV unaffected to get the best movement possible. That is really important for your movement. And then for the dead zones as well, if you play on a super low dead zone for your right and left stick, you're going to get a lot of movement that way, and you're going to be able to be super fast when you're doing a lot of these moves. Alright, and then I played on linear. You can play on dynamic if you want to, if you played that in the last Rebirth. But playing on linear just makes me a super fast player, and I'm able to do all those moves that you saw for me doing those clips really fast. Like, I was able to do it really fast. Alright, so those are the main settings that you want to make sure that you have to make sure that you have really clean movement in this game, and it will be just like Rebirth.